Hi, it's Russell from Low Fruit Solutions. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can move the related products slider from the footer of your article content into the mid of the content of your blog post, right? So this is basically meaning that we're going to place it here. Now, reasons you may want to do this are basically to ensure that the calls to action, effectively the buy option around your products, are displayed front and center in the content that you have on your site. It's a very simple thing to do. It's one of the very commonly requested items from us when we do customizations for our clients. But I'm going to show you today how easy this is to implement by yourself. So, just a quick reminder, this is currently where the related products are sitting now that we've already installed. And we're going to move it to mid-content on the blog post. To do that, we're going to need to edit our theme files. Which is quite simple. We can just go the same way we did when we did the install of the related products feature. So I'm just going to click on step 2, install, and I'm going to use the shortcut to the article-template liquid file, which is just going to load that file up, and we'll be able to see the code snippet we originally installed, which is this. Here we go, snippet related products. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this and replace the existing article.content, right? But first, so we can quite easily roll this back if we don't want it anymore, we're just going to comment out our article.content. So end comment, always have to end on the liquid side. Now what that does is that's literally commented out article, this particular line of code. When we say commented out, that means it'll not be rendered, not be executed, it's just be ignored. But we're going to leave it there so that if you want to roll this back, then it's very simple, right? You don't have to remember what was there before. You just delete these lines and it'll all be displayed as before. Now we're going to cut this particular line of code and we're going to move it here where the article.content was. And we're going to add a little bit of a suffix to this, -mid. This lets the ProBlogger code know that it's now going to be executed mid-content. If we just left it as products, then the only thing that would be displayed would be the slider itself, which is obviously not ideal. We still want to display the rest of the text. So I'm going to click save. That's all the code editing done. I'm going to go back to the post. Just going to do a quick refresh. You can see here currently sitting underneath. Let's do a refresh. And there we go. Now we have related products sliding away in the middle of the blog content. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. And that's how the code determines where the midpoint is. It basically takes the overall count of paragraphs, divides it, and then inserts itself in the middle between them, right? So now, very simple, very straightforward, works for almost all your articles, but you may find that there's 1 or 2 that for whatever reason you want this piece of text to continue with this piece of text, or you don't like the placement, you want to move this somewhere else. Maybe you want it to be just before the last paragraph, and there's a very simple way to do that as well by editing the blog post itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to that particular blog post. You can see here we've got the pineapples article here. We've got all our paragraphs as displayed. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding effectively a shortcode, and to do that we have to click on the show HTML because we don't want it displaying as standard text. And I'm going to scroll down here. Now for those of you who are not familiar or who are familiar, HTML, these little chevron, P, close chevron, these are the start of your paragraphs and these are the end of your paragraph. So I can quite easily see that this is my last paragraph. And what I'm going to do between them is I'm going to add my little shortcode, right? And I'm just going to give myself a line, a little return, so that it's easy to spot if I need to look at it afterwards. I'm going to do open chevron, exclamation mark, double dash, space, related products, all lowercase, just like this, space, double dash, close chevron. Now, this is basically just like a it'll display as text in raw HTML, so you can see it, but it doesn't actually render, right? So what does that mean? Well, look, I'm just going to quickly save this and I'll show you what I mean. So you can see this text here. Now, if I go back to the editor view, you see it's invisible. It doesn't show. So it's not going to show on, that text won't show on your blog post itself. It'll be hidden. It'll just be a little a comment, right? That's that you can only see when you're looking at the actual HTML itself. But what that does is that little comment lets the related products code know where it should be displaying instead of in the middle, right? So I'm just going to go up there. I think I've saved already, and let's go back to the blog post. I'm just going to refresh that, and there we go. Slide is now moved from the middle where it was defaulting to the new position that I've given it, right, which is right here after the third paragraph and before the last one. And that is literally how simple it is to add your related products within the mid content and then move it around within the mid content itself. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm looking forward to many more. Thank you for your time.